I'll let you guys know we'd get there and talk about this eventually. And here we are. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. Yeah, that's right. It is time to talk about all of the Evercade craziness. Now, I will preface this entire video with I'm not a economics major. I don't know anything from anyone about business stuff, or I'm a guy with a face on the internet that loves video games, and this is all like opinion stuff. So although we're going to be talking about news, there's going to be like pretty much heavy spin on what you're about to hear because we're going to riff a little bit, we're going to talk a little bit, we'll see how this all is about because this affects everyone in completely different ways. So what are we talking about? We're talking about some Evercade news, and it's of the interesting kind. So here's your Evercade news update. Let's get into it and talk about Funstock first. Because that was the first announcement that came out while I was away on the trip. So let's go and see what Funstock had to say about their shipping of things. All right, here we are. We've got notice to U.S. customers, update on U.S. tariffs and import duties. We are continuously monitoring the situation regarding the impact of current U.S. tariffs and import duties on Funstock orders. New orders. We are taking a cautious approach to the situation and temporarily stopping. So that's no more. Any new orders and pre-orders for U.S. customers until we know more. We do not want to put our customers at risk of unexpected charges. As soon as the situation is clearer, we'll release a statement on our shipping policies going forward. The pause in service will be effective from Monday, April 28th. That's tomorrow, from when I'm reading this. And means that customers in the US will not be able to make new orders on our website. So, even though we're going to talk about some stuff that happened after that is a little bit more clear, this is still today the policy on the website. I'm reading it from the website. This is not a screenshot. So you'll see here. See, we're on the website. All right. So that means my beloved source of all things Evercade, Funstock, will no longer accept an order from me or anyone else in the US until further notice. Basically, as soon as the day ends, you got a couple hours, throw in a pre-order if you want. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it. You can put in a pre-order if you want right now until the 28th, and then 28th to shut it off. All right. Now, actually, it could be the 28th to them, in which case, like it could be like GM5, in which case you got like 2 hours or an hour after this releases. So definitely don't do that. It's probably going to get shut off. So existing orders. There's some more. Existing orders made before April 28th. Now, that's if you got in there and you've got your SNK Super Pocket and the limited edition Super Pocket and the carts. We are exploring all available options to ascertain what our customers can expect with their pre-orders, and we'll update you on any changes by June 17th. So I don't know. It's a pretty arbitrary date, June 17th. So I think that might be around about the time that they were going to take more pre-orders for things. Because remember, June was the next pre-order month that you could pre-order something for July. Now we'll talk about that in a second. But so this might have been, hey, we're going to wait until the next time we're going to put pre-orders available to see if anything changed. Maybe we'll change the whole policy back because of the tariff thing or the tax thing or whatever. But anyway, there's that. We will advise all customers with existing pre-orders what to expect by that date. So there should be an email in my email box, and anyone else that's ordered through Funstock in the US, you should get an email saying this is what the situation is going to be. Either we're going to send you the thing, but because of the tariff situation, it's going to be X% extra. Do you want to still pre-order? Do you want to cancel the order? Do you want to do whatever? That's or something else. I don't know. Please note this pause in service does not affect Canada or existing pre-orders dispatched to Canada. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and hope to provide more information as soon as we can. So, what does that mean for our neighbors to the north? I think it's just whatever. You guys can order whatever you want, whenever you want, and the expected duty or tax or fee for shipping from UK to Canada still remains as the way it is. To my understanding, I think there's a little bit extra every time you order from the UK through Royal Mail or something like that. You can pay a little more, like you got to pay import duty or something like that. Similar to the whole tariff situation. But this has been long existing. You got to pay something extra, yada, yada. Okay. So that's Funstock. All right. So what do I think about this right here? This is major, in my opinion. All right. Because I order everything from Funstock. It's major. That's a punch coming straight off the top rope right into the dome piece. That's what it feels like. Because it's not even an option. They're just like, no, we're going to halt every order to the U.S. because we don't want people to complain about the fact of whether or not they're going to have to spend extra or whatever. As a consumer, I always want choice. As a consumer, regardless of whether or not I like the choice or not, I always want a choice. If my choice is I can do business with you, but I have to pay a severe penalty in order to do so, I still want the choice to be able to do business with you or not. That's my opinion. Now, obviously, money doesn't grow on trees, and I'm not made of it, even though my name is Rich. I am not. So I get the fact that they want to protect the consumer, right? Whoops, wrong one. I get the fact that they want to protect the consumer and they want to make sure that things that may be really severe don't get placed on them. They don't get blamed. Oh, I ordered from Funstock. I was supposed to get these games and then tariffs went up or they down, whatever it was. I put the order in and the day it ended in Y and it's 50% extra because whatever's going on. I get that. Because then some of these consumers are going to look back at Funstock and be like, what are you charging me all this extra for? I've been ordering for years. So I don't know what the heck is going on. They're not in tune with what's going on in the world economy. And, they don't know what a tariff is or whatever. And now they're mad at Funstock. I get that. I get it. I understand. But it is my opinion. And it is only just that. But it's a bummer to say, hey, because of this situation, we're just going to shut off everything. And we're not even going to give you the option to get your fun pieces of plastic from us at all. And the reason it's a bummer is because I'm the guy that gets all the stuff, right? I get the little hats, I get the t-shirts, I get the tchotchke things that come in the box. I order all those bundles. So if there's going to be a possibility where there's going to be a Funstock bundle and it's going to go up and I can't get access to it at all, and then it sells out and they don't offer it again, I'm bummed. Like a lot. And I know it's whatever. It's a $2 or $5 tchotchke, whatever. I've been collecting all of those things from the jump. So since Evercade is in existence, I've gotten every single possible thing you can get as an extra from Evercade without the only exception was I missed out on the black Evercade pre-order. That's it. That's the only thing I don't have. I have everything else. Well, okay, I don't have alphas. Okay, you guys in the comments, come on. Yeah, I don't have alphas, and I don't have one or two of the super pockets, I guess, as well. But as far as like those free things, those bundle things, I got them all. I have them all. I have that. I got 2 pairs of socks. I got the little cup thing. I got the mug. I got everybody's. I got it all. All right, I got all that. So, and if you guys don't notice, I mean, I kind of like Evercade a little bit, right? So I'm bummed. But anyway, there might be some cool news on the horizon. Some silver linings. Let's see what's going on there and talk about the official update on the Evercade website, which is actually different than what they put out on the on the Discord, and we're going to show that too. So we're going to take a look at this. So let's go over here to the update from Evercade's website. All right, is it up? Come on now. Oh, this thing is not being friendly today. What are we doing here? Come on. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that. All right. Anyway, update on Neo Geo Arcade 1 pre-order and release dates. We know all of our fans are excited for Neo Geo Arcade 1. We are moving the pre-order date of this cartridge to the end of May. This is to allow everyone as much opportunity as possible to pre-order the new cartridge and to allow further updates on the current U.S. tariffs and import duties. Now, this is for Neo Geo Arcade 1. This was, I don't know. I thought this was supposed to be pre-order as of July, not as of the end of April. So, I don't know. Maybe it was April. I don't know. I have to go back and look at the video, but that's just a little strange. But anyway, they're going to change the pre-order date to the end of May. Okay, that's fine. With this move, the release date of the cartridge is now, instead of July, is going to be in August. So they delayed the cartridge, and they also delayed taking the pre-orders for the cartridge. So I think that there's more to this move than just the tariff. I mean, there is the tariff situation, but I don't know if there's something about like ordering it from their distributor, which is from China, and then being able to distribute that product. Do they get like double hit or something like that? Or maybe they have a subsidiary that holds the carts when they come in, that comes through the Americas to get to them. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that works. But remember, I don't have a business hat, right? But anyway, the release date of the cartridge is now going to be August 2025. Okay. We apologize that you have to wait a little longer to secure your order, and we look forward to seeing you all play Neo Geo games on Evercade this summer. We also know that many fans in the U.S. are querying about the availability of Evercade products in the region. We recently signed a new distribution deal for the U.S. and Canada, and we hope, upon the resolution of the current tariff situation, that we can improve Evercade availability in the U.S. going forward. So two cool things that happened in that particular statement, that last line. They signed a new distribution deal for the U.S. and Canada, so there's another distributor that's allowing them to either shield or gain access to channels that they haven't gotten to yet, which is cool. So maybe the distribution deal with U.S. and Canada it's possible. You know, we're putting some speculation hats on now. It's possible that they might have gotten a distribution deal with somebody like GameStop, you know, to be able to get their products into retail stores. So at least their products will show up so you can go and grab them instead of having to ship them from the UK to UK to the US. Maybe they can get direct shipments in from wherever to there. And maybe that's the distribution deal they're talking about. Who knows? Maybe they have new distribution partners that are upstart companies like a VGP or Castlemania or stuff like that. So who knows? Plus, there was also, Rondo and Castlemania. I think they're still hanging tough, and they're still distributing. So there is that. But we hope upon resolution of the tariff situation that we can improve. So we still have to wait to see what's going on with this tariff thing. And as long as it resolves itself, then it'll be okay. And then we'll figure that out. Right. So that's what that means. So it's still good. Silver linings, glimmer of hope, rays coming through the dark clouds a little bit, but it's not clear yet. Right. It's, the only thing we do know about is they're pausing even ordering and prepping Neo Geo Arcade, because I think they want to make a bigger splash than just only being able to distribute in the Europe and UK regions and having a stutter step for the US and even Canada. So it's a good move on their part. I agree with Ed's sentiment, and obviously from the Evercade Effect. I agree with his sentiment that is a good move to make. But I disagree with him in the sense that it's not okay to complain about the availability the other way, right? Because in this situation, this scenario, um, UK fans and EU fans, they didn't do anything to have this happen to them. So, so of course they can go, well, whatever. The heck with those guys over the US. They can wait another month or 2 or 5 in order to get the cards. I want the cartridges now. I mean, that's a fair statement to make as a fan. Because you want your thing when you want your thing, right? And then if they send a date and they're not going to make it, then yeah, okay, you can count that as a delay, and you can feel bad about that and all that kind of stuff. And I get that. I get it. I understand. But I think there's more to the story about the tariff situation and the shipping situation, logistics, and then trying to get everything out in time, and then having the curse of the ever delay and all that other stuff. All that is in a big giant pot that's over and mixing and brewing over a place. And it's probably causing a lot of agita, right? There's a lot of people taking Tums over there because they have no idea what the heck is going on, because they wake up every morning and they look at the business wire and it's just on fire, so they don't know. So it's the reason why they're doing all these things. So I appreciate the fact that they're actually pumping the brakes a little, because they're not like, hey, we're pressing forward and we're going to do all this stuff, and then something catastrophic happens, and then you got to double back. That's even worse on them, right? So I see it both ways, and I understand that like UK fans might be mad, but at the same time, like, there's another sector of the market that's getting affected by this, and they're pretty big, and they're big enough. Like U.S. and Canada markets are big enough that it's making Blaze think twice about saying, oh, well, if we shun them a little by saying, all right, well, UK customers and EU customers, you're going to get your stuff, and, well, you guys are going to have to wait over there on the North Americans. As you know anything about North American fans, we don't like to wait. So, and then we get mad, and then maybe we shun you, and then power of the wallet goes, they don't order as not enough, they overprint. Neo Geo doesn't come out as well. That looks bad on their SNK deal. The SNK starts going, why you're supposed to sell all this stuff, The SNK is putting out a brand new game, right? And another Fatal Fury game coming out in the big consoles. So maybe this was supposed to coincide with that, and it was all supposed to big, like ride the long tail of SNK coming back in the market, and now it's not really like it's not looking like it's happening the way we want it to happen, But that's what happens when you have a smaller business getting involved in all this stuff and then having this giant global, business catastrophe happening, right? So to them, I think they're doing the best they can, in my opinion. But again, I'm not a businessman. I don't know. Maybe they're making a poor choice and it's going to bite them in the butt. Who knows? We don't know until we know, and we don't know that until it's done, right? Until we have the definitive answers. When we have to wait, at least for the Funstock stuff, we have to wait until June to get that answer. That's another month, But there's a little more clarity on things that happened on a post, which is a thing that I shared from the Discord over on my own website on the community tab, which you actually can visit. I'm going to try to do more stuff on the community tab and get you guys more involved and that kind of thing. So let's go to the community tab and see what the rest of the information was. This is directly from Sean over at Blaze. So let's take a look at this thing. All right, cool. Quick update for you on Neo Geo Arcade 1. Due to the current situation USB duty, we've decided to move the pre-order date and the release date of this collection. This will allow more time for the situation to clear so that as many as possible can have the opportunity to pre-order this collection. Because of the change, we've also moved back the release date as well, right? So the new pre-order date, which wasn't in the other announcement, is May 30th. So they're going all the way. So it's basically fast forward a month. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe this coming 30th. What day is that? Is that Tuesday? Is that a Tuesday? It's a Wednesday. So this coming Wednesday was supposed to be probably the order date for the cart, right? So, and then it was probably the announcement of what was coming with the Neo Geo cart. Because remember, we don't know what's coming with the Neo Geo cart. So that might delay the whole announcement too. So don't expect the announcement either. So, just to let you know that. So we got May 30th and August 24th is the new release date. And then they said the thing about the availability. they made further clarifications in the statement. Until then, only existing stock within the United States will be able will be available to buy. And that means, so like the Funstock thing still stands, and only Evercade stock that's being held by U.S. distributors like Rondo and Castlemania and all that stuff, you can only buy from those sources until they're out. And then when they're out, they're out. They're not shipping to the U.S. at all, anything, including their distributors. This is another big thing about this whole thing. So this isn't just new stock; it's current stock too. They're not shipping new stock from any source anywhere into the U.S. at all after these dates. After that Funstock cutoff date, I doubt that there's so if Castlemania or Rondo or whatever, they run out of stock, or VGP, because they pulled back on that stuff. They had them and a couple others had announcements about the same thing. They're not going to get new product. Well, they're probably told that we're not going to send, like Blaze, they're not going to send them the product to sell. So this is where we're at. Okay. Then it says, other than the above, there'll be no change to our plans for the year, nor our releases. We hope that everyone, wherever they are in the world, will be able to enjoy what we have coming for 2025. So that's another cool, big statement that adds another big shine, right? It appears that in this business world, that there's only this is only like a 30-day or 45-day thing, right? Now, we've been here before with big major news stories. There's things are only supposed to last a couple weeks. They last a couple months, maybe a year, right? So it could be bad. It could be bad, but it also might not be, right? And that's where the thing is. We bring it back to the final thoughts here. That's where it comes down to. We don't have the business hats, right? We're not business majors. We're not the guys that are movers and shakers. We're not Andrew, not Sean. It's in the fans state of mind. We're not Blaze. We're not the United States. We're not the UK. We're not all these other economic, powerhouses or whatever. We're not China, whatever. We don't know exactly how this is all going to source out, right? But once it does, once all the dust gets settled and everything comes through the sifter, and then we're looking at what's left in the pan after we're done sifting. If it's just, we went back to normal in 30 days or 45 days, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any more economic earthquakes, then I think everything goes back to the way it was. That's my hope anyway, is that everything just goes back to the way it was, and then they continue their distribution, they continue their to the US. I mean, Funstock starts shipping back to the US, we start ordering stuff, everything's gravy, right? Maybe a deal gets struck economically between the countries that are all involved in this, and it's more beneficial, and then maybe there's even more availability for more stock to be able to do whatever. It makes it easier for Blaze to get into more markets. That'd be a nice benefit too to all this in case that happens. But in the end of the story is, it's a bummer for people over here that want the product that now are not. We don't have an option at all until they come out and say what's what. And that, I think, is the biggest bummer of all. And I don't want to end it that way, but it's just how I feel. It's just like, I'm excited about all the latest announcements. I want to see, I want to freak out about the Neo Geo cart, partner cart, whatever that's going to be. And then when it's time to pre-order, when it's time for those to ship, I want to pre-order the next wave, and I want to see what's going on for the rest of the year. What's the other cool carts that are going to come out of this SNK deal? Is there going to be extra hardware that's going to be coming out at the end of the year that's going to be fun? Are they going to start teasing bigger things that happen in the second year of this SNK deal? Who knows? Are we going to get that fantasy Terminator cart out of nowhere? Just drops off the top rope on us. That would be kind of cool. I want to be excited. And as soon as those things are available to purchase, I want to go to my favorite place and hit the button. That's all. That's all I want. But what do you guys want? I've been talking now for 25 minutes. You guys get in the comments. Let's have a conversation about this stuff. Be nice, be all, don't come in with the fists and all that stuff. I'll have to clip some of you if you get too rowdy. We don't like that around here. You know that. We've got a great community though, and I know you guys are gonna be awesome. So anyway, yeah, get in the comments. Let me know what's going on, how you feel, and all that fun stuff. And we'll talk about it. And that's pretty much that. That's I just wanted to ramble on a little bit and and do that. But like I said, there are some cool things that are happening. And there 100% could be some really, really excellent things moving forward. We just don't know until we know. And when we do know, as soon as those announcements gets made, you better believe, and unless I'm on a boat somewhere again, which won't happen, you're going to see this shining face talking to you guys about this all, and we're going to settle this, which is going to be great. So I hope to bring you news soon. And until then, let's thank our members, because it is the end of a video here on Bacon Ice Cream Productions. So we got to thank the GTC. Let's thank the EverCanadian, Crimson Cross, George Games, Chris Westerman, Phantom Fiction, Lloyd R. Jim, Papa Beat, the Intellivision Gamer, Ken LaCure, Mr. Shua, John Willig, Gunsy20, Herb Wars, DF, Joe Whitlash, David Valdez, Dan Nastic, Immortal Sojourn, Dr. Mark Mad Scientist, and Alex Groot. Thank you guys all so much. Thank you for supporting this channel. And not only this channel, but Ed and the Evercade Effect use the StreamYard. It's combined. Yes, the Evercast is being presented to you by this StreamYard. And also, Calling All Retro Gamers, that channel that keeps going away and coming back, is also supported by this StreamYard. All of those support mechanisms are held up very nicely. Thank you so much. Because of the GTC, because of your support. Want to be a member? Go ahead and hit that join member. Become a part of that force that keeps this stuff alive. Also, our 1080p StreamYard glory. And also, you guys get some cool some things that we've been working on in the background. Of course, you're guaranteed to get at the very least the GTC Club meeting, which happens at the end of every month. We'll be talking about some cool things that happened over the course of this month in 3 days, and then at the end of the month here. So that'll be very cool. Look forward to that meeting. And of course, if not, that's okay. Hit likes, hit dislikes, hit all sorts of fun buttons. And until next time, hit subscribe too if you want to see more of this face, and the bell for notifications, all that. Do the YouTube things. But until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we will see you later. Take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com